Council. Confirming the development, Sowore wrote in a Facebook post that the DSS had charged him and the platforms for what he described as novel offences invented over his remark referring to Tinubu as a criminal. He vowed to appear in court whenever the cases are signed, maintaining that he would not delete the tweet. Earlier, EXCO notified Sowore that it had received a legal request from the DSS concerning his account, but said it had not taken any action on the reported content. The platform stated that it strongly believes in protecting user voices and routinely informs users of government requests to remove content.
The National Agency for the Prohibition of Trafficking in Persons, NAPTIP, says it has rescued 8 children suspected of being stolen from northern states and trafficked to the south. The rescue followed a raid on a popular orphanage in Asaba, Delta State, carried out in collaboration with the Department of State Services (DSS), the Nigerian police, and local civil society groups. NAPTIP spokesperson Vincent Adekoye, in a statement today, said the raid was based on years of complaints from parents in Kano and neighboring states over missing children. He explained that syndicates posing as traders lured children aged between 12 and 10, often vanishing with them overnight. During the operation, operatives discovered more than 70 children, including newborns, but only 8 were identified by representatives of parents from Kano as their adopted children. They have since been reunited with their families. Bello warned orphanages against serving as fronts for trafficking syndicates, stressing that NAPTIP will intensify investigations into children's homes across the country.
The chairman of the Police Service Commission, retired DIG Hashim Agogo, has said that every police officer must possess sound knowledge of the law, police orders and instructions, while also developing the attributes of efficiency, courtesy, tact, integrity and impartiality. Agogo made the remarks in Abuja in a keynote address at a high-level workshop for security personnel. Speaking on ethics, mental health and the future of policing and security in Nigeria, Agogo stressed that ethics and a strong professional code of conduct remain the foundation of policing. He argued that training in ethics will help officers manage discretion responsibly in law enforcement. The PSC chairman also highlighted the importance of strict medical and fitness requirements for police recruitment, including tests for speech impediments, dental and jaw malfunctions, knock knees, flat feet, defective eyesight, deformities and amputations, among others. He identified major sources of police stress as operational trauma, organizational shortcomings such as poor leadership and inadequate equipment, as well as personal and societal pressures. According to him, these stresses often result in burnout, depression, substance misuse, and even suicide among officers.
This broadcast of Newscope comes to you from the Broadcasting Corporation of Oyo State, Ibadan. The Oyo State House of Assembly has passed a vote of confidence on Governor Seyi Makinde's administration, commending what it described as bold development strides across the state. The resolution was taken today as the Assembly resumed plenary after a 6-week recess. In his contribution, Honorable Olatunde Kehinde, representing Akinyele State Constituency 2, highlighted the governor's recent rollout of strategic road infrastructure projects, noting that a large portion of the recently approved 300 billion naira facility will go into road rehabilitation and reconstruction to boost economic growth and connectivity. The majority leader, Honorable Sanjo Adedoyin, also lauded the launch of the Oyo State Sub-National Implementation Strategy for the African Continental Free Trade Area, describing it as a visionary initiative that positions the state as a continental economic player. He subsequently removed the motion of confidence, which was seconded by the Chief Whip, Honorable Benga Oyikola. In his remarks, Speaker Adebo Gudoyin reaffirmed the Assembly's commitment to good governance, transparency and responsiveness to constituents, stressing that the 10th Assembly will continue to discharge its responsibilities diligently and without bias. The House thereafter adjourned its sitting until Thursday.
The Oyo State Acting Governor, Barrister Oluyole, has expressed satisfaction with the quality, specification and pace of work on the Samuel Ladoke Akintola International Airport and the Senator Rashidi Ladoja Circular Road project. The acting governor, who made this known after an inspection tour of some ongoing legacy projects in the state, reiterated the state government's commitment to providing necessary infrastructure for the economic growth of the state. Details are presented by the Governor's Office correspondent, Oluyole Sulaiman.
The acting governor of Oyo State, Barrister Oluyole, on Monday embarked on an assessment tour of key legacy projects in Ibadan, the state capital. He was accompanied by the Commissioner for Public Works and Transport, Abdulmajid Mubojbola, and the Commissioner for Information and Orientation, Prince Dotun Oyelade. The inspection began at Samuel Ladoke Akintola International Airport, where the team reviewed the progress of work on the runway, apron, and new international terminal.
Okay, this is both sides of the runway. Okay. And also along this is what they call Reza. This is Reza. I will have an approach land. This side of our approach, we have two FA lands. A simple approach at 022.
The delegation also visited Senator Rashidi Ladoja Circular Road, assessing the section stretching from Badeku axis to the Lagos-Ibadan Expressway. Speaking with journalists after the tour, Barrister Oluyole noted that the airport runway is nearing completion with markings and fixtures already in place. He added that once the installation of the lighting and other technical equipment is finalized, the airport will be ready to accommodate large aircraft and become fully operational within the next month. On the Circular Road project, the acting governor confirmed that the construction has reached an advanced stage. He expressed confidence that the contractors would deliver the 32-kilometer project by December 2025 for the benefit of residents and road users.
By inspection and assessment and opinion of experts, we have attained about 75–76%, meaning that the next weeks, 2–3 weeks, the international airport will be ready, at least for landing and taking off of the aircraft, which is the major accomplishment of that particular project.
The acting governor, alongside his entourage, later paid a condolence visit to the family of late journalist Ojo Peters, who was recently killed by suspected gunmen in Ibadan. During the visit, Barrister Oluyole expressed deep sympathy to the bereaved family, describing the incident as tragic loss. He also appealed to journalists across the state to rally support for the family during this difficult period. Ojo Peters, an independent journalist and publisher, was reportedly shot by unidentified assailants in the Okeado area of Ibadan after being robbed of a bag the attackers believed contained cash. Oluyole Sulaiman, BSS News.
No fewer than 200 people with various degrees of eye problems are presently undergoing surgery to restore their sights ahead of the coronation of the 44th Olubadan of Ibadan land, Obarasidi Adewolu Ladoja. The surgery is being championed by the management of Eleta Eye Institute Ibadan to honor the Olubadan designate. Staff reporter Adebayo Abdurrafi was with Oba Ladoja when the monarch visited the patient. He brings the details.
The Olubadan designate Oba Rashidi Adewale Ladoja was received at the Eleta Eye Institute by teeming populace who have come from far and near to benefit from the gesture. Addressing the beneficiaries, Oba Ladoja said he was elated with the management of the institute for bringing the idea of restoring the sights of the patients who have lost hope of seeing again. He therefore encouraged other professionals who have the capability to impart the lives of the downtrodden not to hesitate in coming to the aid of the common people to guarantee their input to social development.
I was happy that the outcome of the screening done on Friday and yesterday surgery on 200. I'm sure that very soon they will be giving us better services, and because they are going to be the first beneficiaries, that are being the first beneficiary of any result of their research, they are going to take the lion's share of their research and their efforts at destroying eye benefit.
The Chief Executive Officer, Eleta Eye Institute, Ibadan, Dr. Boyega Ajayi, in his remarks, said the outreach was organized to cater for the eye needs of the people.
nǹkan tó ń ṣẹlẹ̀ sí afẹ́ kí aláàtú àwọn aráàlú nínú pé àti ní kábíyèsí àdètí láàáfíà so kí ní bá ń ṣe yìí a máa ṣe lọ a máa ṣe sí ní lọ́rùn kábíyèsí.
The visit of the monarch also provided him the opportunity to reunite with a centenarian and emeritus professor of economics, Prince Adeyemi Aderibigbe. Meanwhile, Oba Rashidi Adewale Ladoja has paid a surprise visit on the Ibadan business mogul Bashorun Koladaisi, as Oba Ladoja said he held Bashorun Daisi in high esteem for his relentless contribution to the economic growth and social development of Ibadan land. Bashorun Koladaisi, who expressed appreciation to the Olubadan designate, restated his renewed commitment to the good of Ibadan land.
Oba Rashidi Ladoja, the various aspects of life in which he has distinguished himself, like many other glories, and things we don't think about, especially when you are growing up. This is a unique example of that. But if you are destined to be great, the good Lord has packaged everything for you, even before you knew it. And that is why people like me, I'm very happy, proud, and glad that it is happening.
During the visit, the Oluyole designate Oba Abiodun Koladaisi was also on hand to receive Oba Rashidi Adewale Ladoja. Adebayo Abdurrafi, BCOS News.
Over to Victor Pone for sports.
Good evening, and thank you for joining us on the sports segment of the news. I am Victor Pone.
As preparations intensify for the IRL Women's Rugby League World Series in Canada this October, Nigeria will host Ghana in a 3-game senior international series in Lagos for world ranking points. This will be the 4th meeting between the nations, with Nigeria undefeated so far, although each encounter has become more competitive, reflecting the rapid growth of Women's Rugby League in the region. The series will be staged at 2 landmark venues: the Alaro City, the main sponsor and long-term partner of Nigeria Rugby League, who are constructing a multi-purpose rugby league pitch that will also serve as Nigeria's World Series training camp, and Rugby School Nigeria, located in Eko Atlantic City in Lagos. Nigeria's build-up to the World Series is anchored in a high-performance camp in Lagos. In football, Manchester United legend Paul Scholes believes the club messed up badly with their summer transfer strategy and lacked the quality needed to fit manager Ruben Amorim's controversial 3-4-3 system. The whole Trafford side have made their poorest start to a league season since 1992-1993 season, with 4 points from the opening 4 games. United's internal analysis concluded they would get greater improvement for their investment if they targeted the forward positions over the summer, but despite spending £200 million on Matheus Cunha, Brandon Belmo and Benjamin Sesko, so far they have only scored 4 Premier League goals, and 2 of which were own goals. Despite the growing external unease around Amorim, not helped by Manchester United's 3-0 derby defeat by Manchester City on Sunday, senior officials remain fully supportive of the Portuguese. They remain convinced Amorim is the right man to restore the club's fortune and prefer to look at the long-term picture rather than be swayed by current results. But Scholes fears the issues are deep-rooted and will not be easily solved. Former Chelsea and Manchester United midfielder Juan Mata has signed for Australian side Melbourne Victory. The 37-year-old, who was part of Spain's 2010 World Cup winning squad, joins after spending last season at A-League rivals with Western Sydney Wanderers. He made just 7 starts last season and says he has joined Victory wanting more playing time. Mata has had a decorated career, also winning the European Championship in 2012 with Spain when he scored in the 4-0 final victory over Italy. After proving himself as Valencia's talisman, he signed for Chelsea in 2011 where he won the Champions League, Europa League and the FA Cup. He moved to Manchester United in 2014 for a then club record £37.1 million fee, helping them win the FA Cup, League Cup and their first Europa League in 2016-2017 season. As we wrap up, 7-time Super Bowl winner Tom Brady said he couldn't be more excited to return to the field as he announced he will play in a flag football tournament in Saudi Arabia next year. The former quarterback retired from American football in 2023 following an NFL career during which he won 6 Super Bowls with the New England Patriots and 1 with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. The 48-year-old is now set to join current and former NFL stars for an inaugural flag football tournament in Riyadh on 21st of March. The event will feature 3 teams in a round-robin format as the sport builds up to making its Olympic debut at Los Angeles 2028.
And with that, we have come to the end of the news from the ever-exciting world of sports. Thank you for joining. I am Victor Pone. Over to the main desk now for the rest of the news.
Thanks, Victor. Israel unleashed a massive new bombing campaign on Gaza City today. This comes after visiting United States Secretary of State Marco Rubio backed the allies' goal of eradicating Hamas. The UN, however, accused Israel of genocide. Foreign Desk Editor Folashade Akintola compiled the details on this and other stories. The reports are presented by Bimbo Akambi.
A United Nations probe, meanwhile, charged Israel with committing genocide in Gaza in a bid to destroy the Palestinians. It accused Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu and other top officials of incitement. Israeli Defense Minister Israel Katz said early Tuesday that Gaza City, the territory's main urban hub, was on fire. It was unclear whether the previously declared ground assault on Gaza City had been launched. Witnesses told AFP of relentless bombing of Gaza City, much of which is already in ruins after nearly 2 years of Israeli strikes since the Hamas attacks of October 2023 that triggered the war. Rubio offered robust backing for the offensive on Monday as he met Netanyahu, who has ordered the Israeli military to seize Gaza City.
So we looked at statements made by the Israeli authorities indicating genocidal intent, and we looked at the pattern of conduct of Israeli authorities and Israeli security forces to show that genocidal intent was the only reasonable inference.
Rubio, who met Monday in Jerusalem with families of hostages in Gaza, acknowledged that Hamas had leveraged by holding them.
The COI promotes a narrative serving Hamas and its supporters in attempting to delegitimize and demonize the state of Israel.
Russia's FSB security service said today it had arrested a woman in her 50s accused of detonating explosives in a bid to sabotage the Trans-Siberian Railway. The suspect was allegedly working on behalf of Ukrainian intelligence. the FSB said in the latest incident of alleged covert activity during the country's conflict. The statement did not name the suspect but said she was born in 1974 and carried out the alleged attack in eastern Siberia's Zabaikalsky region. The FSB warned Russians that it was monitoring social networks and online messenger services such as Telegram and WhatsApp for evidence of Ukrainian services recruiting Russians to carry out sabotage. Separately, the agency told the state news agency that a man had been sentenced to 18 years and 6 months for transporting explosives on behalf of a pro-Ukrainian group. Ships from China and the Philippines are reported to have collided near the disputed Scarborough Shoal in the South China Sea amid escalating maritime tensions between the two countries. Both sides traded accusations today, with China claiming that the Philippines had rammed one of its Coast Guard vessels in the area. For its part, the Philippine Coast Guard said Chinese aggressive actions had damaged one of its vessels and injured one of its personnel, who sustained injuries from glass that was shattered by a Chinese water cannon. A China Coast Guard spokesperson confirmed that it had used water cannons after the arrival of 10 Philippine boats, which it suggested were there illegally. Meanwhile, the Philippine Coast Guard said its vessels had met with aggression from 9 Chinese vessels when they arrived at the shoal to resupply more than 35 of its country's fishing boats. A spokesperson for the Philippine Maritime Council told the news agency there was no truth to China's claim that it had taken control measures against the Philippine ships, adding it was another case of Chinese disinformation and propaganda. Bimbo Akambi, BCUS News.
To end this edition of Newscope, here again are the main points. The Special Advisor to the President on Economic Matters, Tokpe Faswa, has expressed optimism that Nigeria's inflation rate will soon decline to single digits, a development he said would improve living standards across the country.
The Department of State Services, DSS, has filed a 5-count charge against former presidential candidate Oluyole alongside social media platforms X and Meta Incorporation over online posts critical of President Bola Tinubu.
The Oyo State House of Assembly has passed a vote of confidence on Governor Seyi Makinde's administration, commending what it described as a bold developmental stride across the state.
Israel unleashed a massive new bombing campaign on Gaza City today. This comes after visiting United States Secretary of State Marco Rubio backed the allies' goal of eradicating Hamas.
And that's all from Newscope Desk for now. It was packaged by Folashade Akintola and delivered by
Idowu Shekoni.
I am Jamila Elegbede. Thank you for listening, and do not forget to tune in for the Yoruba version at 8 p.m. Good evening.
The city of Ibadan, the home of ancient warlords, in the Pacesetter state. This is Oluyole FM 98.5 Ibadan.
Good tasty food is worth living for. Worried about your oil every time you enjoy your favorite meal? Introducing Golden Terra Smart Balance Oil. Smart Balance Rice Bran Oil is rich in gamma oryzanol. Several studies suggest that gamma oryzanol may contribute to the reduction of bad cholesterol. Golden Terra Smart Balance Oil. Good food, no worries.
ètò ìlera nípìnlẹ̀ Ọ̀yọ́ ló ń gbèrú sí i pẹ̀lú akitiyan ètò ìjọba ọlọ́lá jùlọ gómìnà Olúṣèyí Abíọ́dún Mákindé láti pàṣẹ iléeṣẹ́ elétò ìlera ìpínlẹ̀ yìí ní kó àwọn èwe tí ń dọ̀rọ̀ tàn síbẹ̀ ìgbìyànjú iléeṣẹ́ elétò ìlera ń tẹ̀síwájú láfi rán àwọn ìyálọ́mọ létí wípé bọ́mọ bá ti pé oṣù 6 lẹ́yìn oúnjẹ omi ọyàn pọ̀nbélé àwọn oúnjẹ aṣaralóore alátòpọ̀ mashed foods la máa fún wọn jẹ pẹ̀lú àfikún omi ọyàn àwọn oúnjẹ bíi ẹyin ẹja èso ewébẹ̀ ẹ̀wà ẹ̀pà sóyà ìrẹsì àgbàdo rodo iṣu àtàwọn míì. àwọn oúnjẹ wọ̀nyí ló kún fún okun agbára ìjípépé ìdàgbàsókè àlàáfíà àti ìlera tó péye. bákan náà ní ká gbájúmọ́ ìmọ́tótó ara àti àyíká. bá a ṣe ń fọ́mọ oṣù mẹ́fà láwọn oúnjẹ yìí láti máa fún mi ọ̀yànlá kí wọ́n lè jẹ́ àgbéyè àti àwòyè. bó tilẹ̀ jẹ́ wípé ètò ọrọ̀ ajé lágbára lásìkò yìí ẹ jẹ́ ká pèsè ọjọ́ iwájú rere fáwọn ọjọ́ ọ̀la wa. ìsọmọ jìnnà fún ajẹ́ o. ìkéde ló wá látọ̀dọ̀ ikọ̀ àárín àti ilé ẹsẹ̀ elétò ìlera ìpínlẹ̀ Ọ̀yọ́.
Mom's love is pure, so no she does. Mom's special love puts a smile on your face. Mom's love is right, cheers you up. Mom tastes too, nourishes the family. Golden Terra Oil, Golden Terra Oil, Golden Terra Oil, Golden Terra Soya Oil.
Golden Terra Oil helps Mom pour her love in the tasty, nourishing meals she cooks for her family. Golden Terra Oil, pour pure love.